Hey you guys, it's Monica and welcome back. So you guys voted on the last video overwhelmingly yes to etching these glasses. So these are the glitter wine glasses that we did with triple thick. And so yeah, we're gonna etch them today. So I'm only gonna do these two. I have the other two, which are these ones. And I'm just gonna leave these ones as is. So yeah, so let's get started. I'm gonna wipe it down with 70% isopropyl alcohol, and of course these have already been like washed with like dish soap and water. But always before I start a new project, I always like to go back and use alcohol to make sure like all the grease is gone. And like when I picked up one of them, I put a fingerprint on it anyways, and so just getting like that kind of stuff off. So I'm just gonna do that with both of the glasses. And I just want to let y'all know, I had another holiday video lined up, but that one will go live on Wednesday, so look out for that one too. So there'll be two videos this week. And so just as an alternative method, if you do not have like a Cricut or Silhouette, I do use Silhouette, you can do this method if you still want to etch. And so what I did, I just printed out my initials on the computer. I have a inkjet printer, and that's kind of important. I don't have a laser jet, so I can't speak on how a laser jet will work doing this. And then this is just like the book cover. I use it as transfer tape, but that you get at the Dollar Tree also. So just trying to keep this affordable, trying to keep this accessible for you guys. So yeah, so what you're going to do is you're just going to take that Dollar Tree transfer tape that I've turned into transfer tape at least and stick it over what you printed out from your computer. And this is just like a regular font out of Microsoft Word. And you're going to just trace over the lines. Found out I'm terrible at tracing when I was doing this. So yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just want to give yourself to know where you're going to cut. And so if this is still fresh, like freshly off the printer when you did it, the ink is actually going to transfer onto your transfer tape. And so what you're going to do, and I didn't do this in the video just for time's sake because I didn't want this to be too long of a video because etching itself doesn't take that long, is you're going to just take an X-Acto knife and you're going to put it on a surface that you won't tear up, but take an X-Acto knife and just cut out the letters that are black. So you're essentially reverse weeding, cutting out the negative space, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, you're just going to cut out where it's black at. That's your goal. But me, I decided to actually I cutted this on my Silhouette, and the font that I use is called Amarillo. If you guys need to know how to download free fonts from the internet, let me know, and maybe I can do like something either over here on YouTube or something in the Facebook group, just to show you guys how you can get free fonts from the internet. It's not difficult or anything at all, but I can show that to you guys. And so I decided to cut them on my Silhouette just because I wanted something a little more complicated. I feel like when you do the method where you print it out and cut it with the X-Acto knife, again, y'all seen I had trouble tracing, and so definitely didn't trust myself to try to trace and cut this. So I definitely recommend keeping, if you're going to do the other method, just keeping it pretty simple, like monograms and stuff like that, block letters, something like that. But if you want to do something more complicated and you have a Cricut or a Silhouette, this is an option. So again, reverse weeding. So you're going to actually pull the letters off, as opposed to if you were doing like a tumbler or anything, you would leave the letters on and pull up the background. And just make sure that you're leaving a little bit of space in the background, because remember, you're going to have to put that cream on there and you don't want the etching cream to get anywhere on your cup. So just something else to remember. And so I stood up my cups to put them on to make sure I was putting them on straight. I still put this one on crooked. Don't judge me. Listen, you guys, we're learning this together. I appreciate y'all being here, giving feedback in the comments. I'm really happy when you guys like watch and answer the question. That's the reason this video is being made. Because I put a call out to you guys to see if you wanted to see this. And so it really means a lot to me that you guys watch my videos and you don't judge me for my mistakes, because, you know, I'm not necessarily a beginner, but there are things like this that I've never done before. So if I can teach you what I've learned and you don't have to go through the same trials and tribulations, then even better. So just go ahead and stick that on your cup. And then we're going to do this with the other one too. And so, like I said, you want to leave some space so you don't get like the cream anywhere that's like where you don't want it to go. But also you're going to want to make sure that you are getting out any air bubbles that are near the opening of the letter. And so you don't want the etching cream to like seep underneath it and then etch where you don't intend the glass to be etched at. So just make sure, and you're going to see me do that in a minute. But just make sure that you're popping any like little bubbles that would lead to like any kind of leaking or gushing out under the decal onto your cup, and then etch it where you don't want it etched at. So that's just something to remember when you're doing this. And so this was actually really easy. This was the longest part of the whole procedure, was like deciding what I wanted on the cups, which cups I was going to do, cutting and weeding the vinyl, because the actual etching part is quick and fast. So that's what you see me doing now. You see like there's like little air pockets near the opening of the letter. So I'm just making sure I smooth those out so that none of the etching cream will go underneath there and potentially etch the glass where I don't want it etched at. So it's just the little things you have to do. And if I would have cut this like it was a rounded surface, I wouldn't have had to do this, but I just cut it straight. So here's our cream. This is the Armor Etch. And so you see I put some PPE on. Per their website, you got to wear safety glasses and gloves. So wear your safety glasses and your gloves. I have a lot of safety glasses because I don't know if you guys know this, but I work in defense. And so I used to have to be out on the factory floor. So I have a lot of safety glasses actually. And so you shake it really well. When I was shaking it, didn't feel like it was doing anything. So I'm just going to mix it up with my popsicle stick. And fun fact, the bottle had no instructions on it. So I had to actually go to their website, which also didn't have instructions. And I ended up going to the website in which they sell the product on, which is like a different URL. And the instructions were on there. And that's where I actually found the safety instructions too, because their website was just terrible. And so you're just going to stick this on with a popsicle stick. I will say, I feel like I used a lot. Like in my mind, like this was like hair relaxer. I don't know. It's like I felt like you needed to like slap it because you only keep it on for a minute. So I felt like you needed to slap it on to get the most effect. But honestly, in retrospect, I feel like if I just would have made sure the covered spaces, the open spaces had some of the solution and product on it, it would have did what it was supposed to do. But like I just caked it on there because again, you guys, I'm learning with y'all. I don't know how to do this, but yeah, at least I can tell you things I think you can do better in the future. So yeah, I don't think you have to put this much on here. Like the amount I'm patting on now, what is that gonna do? Nothing. It's just, I'm just putting it on there to put it on there because you can see it's completely covered. And yeah, so yeah, I definitely don't think you have to use this much. Yeah, you can probably just put a little thin layer on there and it'll be good. So leave that on there for 1 minute. And it's like they're having capital letters on the website, like only leave on for 1 minute. And so I went and rinsed this off. And because like the time is so quick, you guys, I didn't like try to set up my camera at the sink. But just know I rinsed this off with lukewarm water. And it came off pretty easily. I did also like just take a paper towel, hold the cup upside down when you do it. So yeah, and I just took a paper towel and like gently rubbed in, like let it get wet and then like gently rubbed in circles to help get all that solution off. And now we're just going to use our picker tool and get all the little vinyl coming off. And like when it was wet, I thought it didn't work, honestly. And then like when I started doing this part, look at that. Yes, it's on there. Literally 1 minute, you guys. I did 1 minute from the time I got all the solution on, not from 1 minute from when I started, because I wanted to make sure every letter got the 1 minute in there. So it's probably about 2 minutes total that it was on like any part of the vinyl. But yeah, so definitely did it for 1 minute. I actually followed their instructions and did it per what the manufacturer said. So we're just going to do this again on this one. And I know I've been literally talking the whole 9 minutes of this video, but I hope I'm giving you guys useful tips. So yeah, I know some people commented and said like they don't like talking or they want me to talk only at the beginning, whatever it is. But I'm hoping that my commentary is useful. So I'm going to just do this one again and you're going to see me do this again. And then I'll come back at the end in a couple of minutes and we'll wrap it up. The only other thing I want to say really quickly is do not take off your gloves and your safety glasses until you rinse these off and you wash these cups, just to be safe, because it could potentially irritate your skin. So that's the only other thing I want to throw in. And this is the final look, you guys. Super satisfied. This is a super quick, easy, and accessible craft. Anybody can do this. You can get I'll leave a link to the armor etch and everything below. And don't forget, these I didn't even mention, these are Period 6 glitters. So check out my website, period6glitter.com. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, leave any comments or questions that I didn't cover in the video below. I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you guys in the next one.